I'm the Gangster Nerd, and I've been watching professional wrestling for a long time, like most of my life. When I was younger, I was raised on Monday Night Raw, WCW Saturday night. As I got older, then we got ECW's Hardcore TV, and I even remember seeing promotional stuff for NWA matches. Something I always noticed was each one of these promotions had their own world championship. And as I got older, I learned the world champion was the top spot in that company, usually. Well, as I got even older, I learned about more and more of them, and I decided I wanted to know which was the most important. I'm Walt, the most gangster nerd on YouTube, and this is 12 of the most prestigious titles in all of professional wrestling.
Number 10, the J-Crown. A championship that encompasses 8 other world championships. If this is the starting point, just imagine what else I got. The J-Crown, originally thought up by legendary Jushin Thunder Liger and first held by the great Sasuke, but also held by the Ultimo Dragon and Jushin Thunder Liger, is something to behold. Consisting of the NWA British Commonwealth Junior Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship, the NWA World Welterweight Championship, the UWA Junior Heavyweight Championship, the WAR International Junior Heavyweight Championship, the WWA Lightweight Heavy Championship, and oddly the WWF Light Heavyweight World Title. Seriously, this is as extra as it gets, and only held by 5 individuals. It's an accomplishment like no other, when you consider that it consists of world championships from multiple continents, from multiple weight classes, and is defended all over the planet. You know it's a big deal. I can remember watching WCW and seeing the Ultimo Dragon showing up with all this wrestling bling, and yes, bling was a thing then, and thinking, holy cow, he won all those? He must be awesome. And how right I was, and the fact that he is flanked by such a small and exclusive rank of champions only adds to the prestige. Unfortunately, the J-Crown was only around for about a year, when WWE figured out, hey, we got a title in Japan. But due to this championship's sheer magnitude, I'm sure we'll be talking about it for a long time to come. Number 9, the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown. Similar to the J-Crown, All Japan's Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship was a unification of 3 separate championships, those being the NWA United National Championship, the NWA International Heavyweight Championship, and the PWF Heavyweight Championship. And that's pretty impressive alone. But go back to 1989 when Jumbo Tsuruta defeated Stan Hansen to unify these 3 titles, and you see a wrestling classic, the first of several, as Triple Crown championship matches all throughout the 90s and 2000s garnered both 5-star ratings as well as Match of the Year awards. Along with that, only 28 men have been Triple Crown champion, with champions including legends like Jumbo Tsuruta, Stan Hansen, Steve Williams, Mitsuharu Misawa, Kenta Kobashi, Vader, and Kaiji Muto, just to name a few. Though originally represented as 3 separate belts, in 2013, these 3 were retired and replaced with a singular title, though definitely inspired by the original 3. And to this day, it remains a highly desired prize in the world of pro wrestling. And with such a history, why wouldn't it be? Number 8, the NWA World Historic Welterweight Championship. The NWA Welterweight title is a fascinating championship within itself. Originally conceived as the Mexican National Welterweight Championship and established in 1946 by then EMLL, which we now know is the modern-day CMLL, this title's inaugural champion being none other than the greatest luchador of all time, El Santo, EMLL would join with NWA in 1953, renaming the Mexican National Welterweight Championship to the NWA World Welterweight Championship. Over the decades, legendary luchadors such as Blue Demon, Gory Guerrero, Carlos LaGuardia, Negro Casas, and Americo Rocca have all laid claim to this prestigious title. The title stayed in Mexico from its inception till 1995, when it made its way over to Japan and was held by legendary Japanese wrestlers like Great Sasuke, Ultimo Dragon, and Jushin Thunder Liger. As part of the J-Crown, Following this, the championship would come back to Mexico, and in time make its way back to CMLL. In 2010, president of NWA Mexico, Blue Demon Jr., would attempt through legal means to bring the title back to the NWA, since CMLL was no longer part of the organization. CMLL would respond by unveiling the new NWA World Historic Welterweight Championship. This title would be different from the previously contested title, but would retain the same lineage. Though it's only changed hands in Mexico and Japan, the title has been defended all over, remaining a lucrative prize. Seriously, if you want a good, fast-paced, high-flying match, any match with this title on the line is guaranteed to be spectacular. Something else worth keeping in mind is in this title's almost 80 years, only 52 separate wrestlers have been able to call themselves the champ. You truly have to have it to hold this title. Number 7, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. New Japan would establish the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title in 1986, and by 1989 it was a national institution, and with good reason. Inaugural champion Shiro Kashinaka, followed by Nobuhiko Takada, Hiroshi Hase, and Owen Hart, laid the groundwork for what is perhaps the most important non-heavyweight title there is. It's only a shame that Satoru Sayama never held it. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight title will go on to gain importance after being held by legendary Japanese wrestlers such as Akira Nogami, Koji Kanemoto, the Great Sasuke, Ultimo Dragon, and perhaps most famously, the 11-time champion Jushin Thunder Liger. The action-packed, fast-paced, high-risk matches in which this title was defended garnered 5-star ratings and Match of the Year awards just about every year. Though the title has been mostly defended in New Japan, with only 2 defenses happening outside on WCW Monday Night Nitro, this title has served as a rocket booster for many wrestlers from all over the planet, such as before-mentioned Owen Hart and Kenny Omega from Canada, English phenomenons Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay, Irish megastar Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, aka Smiley McTeeth, American Low Key, and even Juventud Guerrera and Dragon Lee from Mexico. With such a title lineage, why wouldn't it be on this list? Number 6, the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The WWE Intercontinental Championship is perhaps the most pro wrestling thing in pro wrestling. Seriously, the title first appears in 1979 when Pat Patterson, who had been WWF North American Champ, suddenly was WWF Intercontinental Champ. Apparently, he defeated South American Champ Johnny Rodz in a tournament in Rio de Janeiro, unifying the titles. Funny thing is, I can't find that one on the network though. Moving right along, this title has been around the waists of many of the greatest in-ring technicians in recent history. Names including Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Hennig, and Randy Savage, which gave the belt a reputation for being the workers' belt. Recognized that those who held it were masters in the ring. The Intercontinental title, as a secondary or mid-card championship, has served as the launch pad for careers of many legends like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, boosting them from mid-card crowd favorites to main event superstars. It would also be a mistake not to mention that the Intercontinental title being on the line has made for some of the greatest matches of all time, like Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat, Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog, and Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. The title remains to this day highly and hotly contested, propelling modern-day superstars like Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles even further. Alright, I know that's only the first 5, but I promise, you come back tomorrow and you'll find out the top 5. I'm Walt, the most gangster nerd on YouTube, and I'll be seeing you soon enough.